Hey, what's going on, people? Welcome back to Football Therapy with me, your host Jan. I hope you are all doing well today, and welcome to today's Chelsea news video, where I'm going to be talking about 3 stories. The first being Timmy Bakayoko, that's right. Oh, Timmy Bakayoko, oh, together with Angolo, oh, they never give the ball away, that's it, whatever. Do you remember, man, we all had such high hopes. Anyway, apparently Paris Saint-Germain want him. Touch. Also, I'm going to be talking about the reports coming out of Sky Italia saying Dries Mertens préfère Inter Milan, which is a sadness. But, you know, how reliable is Sky? Not very, but it does make sense in many ways, and I'm going to talk about that. And finally, Maurizio Sarri wants to swap Pjanic for Jorginho. 30-year-old Pjanic for specialist Jorginho. I'll be expressing my thoughts on that particular story too. So there's a lot going around football media headlines this last couple of days regarding Chelsea Football Club, and to be honest, as football edges closer and closer, you can expect more and more stories starting to surface. So if you want to have daily updates on Chelsea news, you should subscribe to Football Therapy, man, and hit that bell notifications icon. Hey man, and why not like the video? Help me out. Sweet. Cool, let's got the housekeeping out of the way, let's get into the content. Bakayoko! He is a meme, right? And I kind of was sorry for the guy. That when he got sent off, didn't he? Didn't he get subbed at half-time or something? He had a really difficult time at Chelsea Football Club. And he was so highly rated. Chelsea getting Bakayoko was a bit of a coup at the time. That Monaco side that did an absolute madness, that won the league ahead of Paris Saint-Germain, that obviously had a really good run in the Champions League, etc. Chelsea got Bakayoko. Everyone wanted Fabinho, everyone wanted Bakayoko, of course everyone wanted Mbappe, Mendy, Lamar. They were all hot property, do you know what I mean? And Bakayoko was a big one. This midfielder that could be a bit like Yaya Toure, strong, destroyer, good at ball progression, good at just unsettling things. Chelsea thought they had a wicked player. And to be honest, for a second there, so did Chelsea fans. When he started that game against Tottenham, even though he was injured, he wasn't ready to come back in, he played very, very well. In fact, I think he had 2 games for Chelsea where he played really well, and it was like, wow, we got a player. It was worth the 40 million euros or whatever we paid for him to get him. Superb. But it didn't go so well afterwards. We all know what happened, and he was awful, man. Like it was probably like a psychological thing, like he didn't settle, but it didn't go well. We loaned him a couple times, and it needs to end. It's like the Danny Drinkwater situation. It needs to end. Now, I don't want to say Bakayoko's a bad player. He had good moments at Milan. He isn't a bad player. Obviously, he had good moments at Monaco as well. But we don't need him regardless at Chelsea. And just Frank Lampard didn't really give him a look in pre-season. I think he needs to just go. And apparently Paris Saint-Germain, who wanted him before Chelsea got him, want him again, and they're willing to pay £31 million, or Chelsea want £31 million. The rumoured figure is £31 million, and you know what, man? I'd absolutely rip your hand off. I think Chelsea probably still see value in a player that probably could offer value to another team. Fair enough, Chelsea like getting their money's worth. But, you know, to be honest, in sterling, that's probably not much less than what Chelsea bought him for, which is actually a really good return considering, you know, he's burnt down a load of his contract, like time, and he's had very, very difficult times on the pitch. So I think we should take the money and run. Anyway, I'll keep you guys updated on what happens with Bakayoko over the transfer window. Just swing by Football Therapy every day, man. Right, let's move on to the next story. And this one kind of bums me out, but I'm not surprised, really. If you watch Football Therapy, you know that I love Dries Mertens. I think he's hilarious, and I love the way he plays football, and I think his versatility and seniority as a forward could offer this Chelsea Football Club, Frank Lampard's Chelsea Football Club, a lot. So I understood why Frank Lampard kept calling up Dries Mertens and trying to convince the player to come to Chelsea. And maybe for Dries, if he fancied coming to London, that would be a great idea. Good opportunity, something different. But stories out of Italy coming from Sky Italia are saying the Belgian prefers Inter Milan. Now, because it's Sky, I fancy just pushing the story to the side, but to be honest, let's think about it, man. He gets to stay in Italy where he's playing now, where he's like settled. He'll get a long-term contract, which he won't get at Chelsea because he's 33. He'll get, well, at least like 3 years, maybe even 4 years at Inter Milan because it's Serie A, they like playing older players. So he gets to stay in Italy, he gets to get a long-term contract, and he gets to play with his countryman Romelu Lukaku for Antonio Conte, who's obviously one of the world's best football coaches. Even if you love Frank Lampard as a player and you think he's going to be a great coach, and you might think he's a good coach now, Antonio Conte has a certain allure of winning right now. And when you're 33 years old and you do want a chance to win something before the end, you're going to go to Inter Milan over Chelsea. I'm a Chelsea fan, man, but that's the situation. Do you know what I mean? I get it. So there's so many factors that if you put yourself in Dries Mertens' shoes, you'd be like, just go to Inter, bro. It makes sense. So that kind of sucks. I'd love him to come to Chelsea, but I get why he wouldn't, personally. I did a video on Memphis Depay yesterday. I did leave out how he's got a bit of an attitude problem, which is probably should have been mentioned. But in terms of the kind of player he is, the sort of versatile auxiliary forward, someone like him could help Chelsea out a lot more as well. We'll have to see what happens. Maybe Chelsea don't buy an additional winger. They get Boga and Victor Osimhem. But who knows, I'll keep you updated on the channel. Right, let's talk about this other story that's been floating around the media. Sarri wants Jorginho. Fine, we can all believe that, but apparently the latest news story is he wants to offer us Pjanic in a swap deal. Pjanic was a good player. He's not quite as specialist as Jorginho, which might be seen as a good thing, but to be honest, is he someone that Chelsea needs? No. Is he worth as much as Jorginho? No. Is he as young as Jorginho? No. Pjanic is 30 years old. None of this makes sense. Unless this is a deal where Chelsea get Pjanic plus cash and quite a decent amount of cash as well. Maybe like 30 million plus Pjanic or something. And then Pjanic is just a rotational midfielder, happy to just chill out in London for a bit. Chelsea use the additional funds from the deal to go supplement another position on the pitch. But does this make sense generally? No, of course not. I am not interested in Pjanic coming to Chelsea. What do I think about Jorginho leaving? I'm on the fence. I understand why Frank Lampard likes him, why he's a authoritative figure, or just, he's like, you can understand why he was made vice-captain early doors by the Chelsea coach. And he can make an excellent long pass. We've seen some of his recent assists. Obviously, he's the penalty taker, but he's not just a penalty taker. He's a penalty specialist. He scores every single penalty. He's missed one for Chelsea in a shootout, but I think generally all the other penalties he's taken, he just buries every single one in just general games and indeed other shootouts. That's valuable in itself. Genuinely. I know you have a 75% chance of scoring a penalty, but with Jorginho, it's 100%, so that's got value. And apart from, scoring the odd goal here and there, scoring the penalties, doing like the good long passes, he is a specialist player. That's why Sarri wants him. He's that metronomic playmaker, regista, whichever term you would like to use. He is that player, and he's one of the few players in the world that's the best at doing that. Like it or hate it as a Chelsea fan, that's what he does, and it's good and it has value. So, do I want to swap him for a 30-year-old Pjanic who I'm not sure what he'll do in this Chelsea side? Absolutely not. No, thank you. If you want Jorginho, you give us bare peas, bruv, and we reinvest that in somewhere else, and we bring someone in to take the place, or we use Billy Gilmore and Kovacic to play that lone pivot role. Maybe that's enough. Maybe train someone else in that role as well. But I don't want Pjanic personally. I'm keen on getting your thoughts on that. So they are the 3 stories I wanted to talk about in today's video. Bakayoko finally going out. Chelsea might actually get decent money for him, which is pretty good. And I wish him all the best in France at PSG. Hopefully he can become a good player again and play in a league where he did really well originally. So, best of luck to Bakayoko. Situation with Dries Mertens, I think he might go to Inter Milan. He might do an interview saying, yeah, I spoke to Frank Lampard. I nearly went to Chelsea. It seems great, he seems great, but this makes more sense for me. Yeah, I get it. We'll have to see what happens. I'll keep you guys updated on the Dries Mertens story. And, of course, Pjanic. I don't think there's anything in it personally. I'd be very disappointed if Chelsea swaps Jorginho for Pjanic, but there might be some sort of deal struck eventually with Juventus regarding Jorginho's transfer. We'll have to see. Of course, swing by the channel every single day for Chelsea news. I will keep you guys updated and posted. If you enjoyed this content today, guys, I'd urge you all to like the video. That means a lot. Subscribe if you're new. Follow me on social media at FootballYannick on both Instagram and Twitter. Go subscribe to Yan's Yard, my second channel, where I do daily live streams, man. Link in top of the description. That's it from me. You not enjoy the football that's not happening, but it's nearly happening. Whatever. I'll see you later.
You ain't so tough with that bad boy tuck. I'ma get it how I'm living. I'ma walk the walk. Outline my lines, I rap through thought. Body bag the verse, outlined in chalk. In my life seen trouble, hustle on the double. Silence on the trigger like my pick got a muzzle. Yo chick like to guzzle, bad boy stay in trouble. I only love this paper, sorry I don't. I laugh me baby.